Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I am doing a review for, finally, Justice League Gods and Monsters. Now I will say I was very excited to review this. First of all, I did some interviews at San Diego Comic-Con, interviewing Bruce Timm, some of the directors, some of the actors, so I was very excited because of that. And also, it's Bruce Timm. I love the Batman the Anime series, Justice League, everything he's done in the past, and I love his artwork. So I was really excited to see him return to DC Animation. Now, the hesitant part of this movie, or, you know, this new franchise, is, first of all, it does go into a lot of different mediums, so I was scared, like, oh, if I don't watch these shows, will I understand the movie? Like, where does everything lie? I don't want to miss anything. And second of all, you know, these are very different heroes. They're not Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman we know, so it's a different world, and I was kind of scared to go into this world. I'm like, oh, you know, how about if it's not good? Like, I don't know, but obviously I went with open mind, like, hey, this is Bruce Timm, but at the same time, you can't overhype yourself either. So, what is this movie about? It's about these different versions of Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman. Batman being a vampire, Wonder Woman not even being from Themyscira at all, and Superman being the son of Zod. So they're very different heroes, or even they're not heroes. They don't really care about people that much, or at least Superman doesn't. Batman was a scientist and became a vampire because he was sick, and he had a really good friendship with Will Magnus and was in love with his girlfriend, Tina. So there's a lot of background story we see throughout the film, but it's not laid out from the beginning. It's like, here's Wonder Woman's origin, here's Batman. It's actually threaded and weaved throughout the film of these origin stories and learning more about these characters. So throughout the film, we see a mystery of someone's trying to frame the Justice League, trying to show that they are monsters, and, you know, people already believe that because they're not the heroes we know from the other cartoons or comics. They really are walking the line of hero and villain. They're human in a lot of different ways. They're not like, always do the right thing, let's go. They actually have a lot of temptations within themselves, that they aren't true heroes, I would say, but maybe they want to be. I'm gonna spoil a little, so spoiler warning here if you haven't seen the movie yet, because you know what? I won't spoil here. Like I do with all my other movie reviews, I'm going to have a non-spoiler portion and spoiler portion, so here's the non-spoiler portion. I do want to talk some spoilers, so I'm going to talk about that in the end. But again, non-spoiler description is that they have to figure out who's framing them. So one of the things I loved about this film, first of all, production. I love the animation for this film. It really brings you back to the Justice League and Batman the Anime series, and honestly the tone of this show felt like that. The voice acting felt like the greatness of the voice acting of the old 90s cartoons going into the early 2000s. And I think that was important because with these new 52 movies, I know some of the voice acting wasn't the best. I'm like, oh, well, that didn't really fit the character, like Damian, Shazam, and, you know, just some of the other characters. I'm like, that wasn't, you know, what I pictured in my mind, the hero to sound. But here I thought they did perfect voice acting with all the heroes, especially Batman. You know, this is definitely a different version of Batman. But Michael C. Hall just fit this version of Batman so well. So voice acting was superb, animation superb, and story superb. Again, what I loved about this film is that they're not heroes, but again, they're not like totally villains either. They're just really human. As much as what this movie is called is Gods and Monsters, I feel like it should be called Human and Monsters, or just human something, humanity, because it really feels like they're kind of torn in a way of like, oh, I don't really know what the right thing is. I'm kind of fish out of water here, and, you know, I want to control the government, I don't want to control the government, and throughout this film they kind of learn a lot about themselves, saying, hey, maybe we kind of should be heroes, and they resemble the heroes we know a bit more towards the end of the film. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this film a lot, and I really liked the personalities of our characters, and that was like the fear of this film, but by the end, I think it worked really well, and I'm really curious to see where this world goes and how other heroes will look like in this world. And, you know, after the aftermath of this film, can there be other heroes we see? So that's the kind of non-spoiler portion of this review. I say 100% go see this film. It is the best DC anime movie I've seen in a really, really long time. So check this out, 4.5 stars, and this makes me even more excited to see The Killing Joke by Bruce Timm also, because that's one of my favorite Batman stories, and to see him, you know, still doing great work here, it makes me super excited to see him adapt that story. So let's go into minor spoilers here, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, spoiler alert. Now, one thing I loved about this film, the good twist about this film, was the Metal Men and how they utilized the Metal Man. I love that the villain, the person, Magnus was the villain for the story, and I thought, I really didn't see it coming. I didn't see the things with Tina coming, and it made, honestly, Batman more human and more humanized because they connected the villain to his story a lot, and I think the origin stories really made us connect with all the heroes, but I think especially Batman, personally for me, I felt more connected to his story, and then, you know, his love for Tina and his love for his friends. Like, that ending was so heart-crushing when he says, no, you know, I did love two people and now they're totally gone, and then in the end Magnus saying, yeah, I am totally gone, and he kind of sacrifices himself, so you see this friendship does live on, and you know, it's a shame that we don't have these characters anymore, because I would love to see where Magnus and Tina went after this, but you know, they sacrificed themselves in this movie. But there's so many great twists and turns here, and character development, and world building. It made me really curious to find out more about this world, and I guess the sequel that supposedly they're doing with the web series. So I know they're gonna have a season 2. I know season 1, I'm pretty sure it's like a prequel, but I will be watching those web series because I'm totally interested in this world now. Again, this is one of the best DC animated movies that has come out in a really long time. If you miss Justice League, you miss Batman, you know, obviously this is not the heroes you know from that show, but it's a really interesting world that's built, and I think the production and I guess the heart of those shows are really drawn into this movie. So 4.5 stars, and I can't wait for The Killing Joke. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this movie. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also in the description below, there's links for my comic book, Like Father Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father Like Daughter. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.